For a moment, imagine standing in front of a window. Outside, the sky isn't blue, it's a soft shade of pink. The ground is blanketed in red dust, and far off on the horizon, a row of glass domes glimmers beneath the light. It sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie. But according to scientists, this could become reality within the coming decades. The question is, what will humanity's first home on Mars actually look like? Roughly 34 million miles away from Earth, Mars is a world that appears surprisingly familiar, yet is fundamentally different from our own. A Martian day is only about 40 minutes longer than a day on Earth. But the atmosphere is so thin that no human could survive for even a minute without life support. At night, temperatures can plunge to minus 70 degrees Celsius. Even so, NASA, SpaceX, and several international space agencies have spent years developing plans to establish a permanent settlement on the red planet. But that raises an important question. How can humans survive in a place this unforgiving? That's where the real story begins. The greatest challenge scientists face is safety. Unlike Earth, Mars has no dense atmosphere to shield its surface. As a result, harmful solar radiation reaches the ground almost unhindered. That's why the first Martian city is unlikely to stand beneath the open sky. Instead, current plans focus on building it underground or inside heavily shielded structures designed to withstand the planet's extreme environment. One proposal suggests taking advantage of Mars' natural lava tubes, enormous underground caverns formed by volcanic eruptions millions of years ago. These tunnels provide natural protection from both intense radiation and extreme temperatures. Imagine a future where humanity's first settlement on Mars doesn't resemble a gleaming futuristic metropolis, but instead stretches through a vast underground labyrinth. Its illuminated passageways alive with activity, where every turn reveals another sign of human life. But that's only the beginning. The next challenge is even more fundamental. Where will breathable air come from? Mars' atmosphere is composed of 99% carbon dioxide. Scientists plan to use specialized machines to split that carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. NASA's MOXIE experiment has already demonstrated that this technology works in real-world conditions, although only on a very small scale so far. Now, consider the next question. Even if oxygen can be produced, where will the water come from? That's where Mars holds one of its most remarkable secrets. Scientists have discovered frozen ice beneath the planet's polar regions and within the soil in several locations. The discovery is so significant that many researchers now believe the first Martian city will most likely be built near areas where this ice can be accessed with relative ease. Water won't just be essential for drinking. It will also play a critical role in producing oxygen and manufacturing rocket fuel. Everything we've covered so far is grounded in scientific research. But when it comes to construction, science begins to meet imagination. Transporting bricks, cement, or steel from Earth to Mars is almost impossible. The cost would be enormous, and the process would be painfully slow. That's why scientists have proposed a remarkable alternative, using the Martian soil itself as a building material. The material is known as Martian concrete. Laboratory tests suggest that Martian dust, when combined with specific chemicals and compressed under pressure, can produce a durable construction material. At the same time, robotic 3D printers could be sent to Mars long before the first astronauts arrive, allowing them to build habitats and protective domes in advance. In other words, by the time the first human explorers set foot on Mars, their homes may already be waiting for them. But that leads to another question. What will this city actually look like? Most proposed designs feature dome-shaped structures, transparent, yet protected by layers of radiation-resistant shielding. Inside those domes, lush green gardens would flourish, with plants grown not only to provide food, but also to generate oxygen. Picture a thriving green world enclosed in glass, standing in striking contrast to the endless red desert beyond. But this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. Some scientists believe the earliest Martian city may not be built above the surface at all. Instead, it could exist entirely underground. The reason is simple. Glass alone cannot provide enough protection from harmful radiation. A thick layer of rock or soil offers far greater shielding. That means humanity's first home on Mars may not resemble an open city, but rather a vast underground stronghold, secure, self-contained, and illuminated entirely by artificial light. Yet every bit as alive as any city on Earth. Then comes perhaps the most profound question of all. What will life actually be like for the people who live there? Mars will be millions of miles from Earth. Families will be separated by months of travel, and even a simple message between the two planets could take several minutes to arrive. According to psychologists, the greatest challenge won't be the technology. It will be the human mind. Isolation, confined living spaces, and the emotional weight of being so far from home could become the hardest obstacles to overcome. That's why designers envision Martian cities with shared gardens, community gathering spaces, and environments designed to feel open and welcoming. Places where people won't simply survive, but truly live. As fascinating as all of this sounds, it's just as uncertain. It's important to remember that everything we've discussed is still based on proposals, experiments, and early-stage concepts. No one knows exactly what the first city on Mars will ultimately look like. But one thing is certain, it won't be built overnight. It will be the product of years of technological innovation, thousands of experiments, and the determination of countless people working toward a single goal. The next time you look up at the night sky and notice that tiny red point of light, remember this. One day, that distant world could become home to humanity's very first interplanetary settlement. It could be the place where a child looks out a window for the very first time and calls the red Martian sky home. The first city on Mars won't simply be a collection of buildings. It will stand as one of the greatest achievements in human history. And that story is still waiting to be written. So, what did you think of today's documentary? If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe and join us for more explorations like this. And if you found the video interesting, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps the channel. If you have a theory, a question, or even a wild idea, share it in the comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video with another fascinating topic. Until then, take care.